You're listening to CFRN, the Christian Financial Radio Network.
Good afternoon, traders, and welcome back to the CFRN E-mini Futures Cast. This is the daily broadcast of Indeterminate Length, where we discuss all things E-mini, along with some really big ideas on the finer points of trading gold, bonds, crude, sugar, the euro. Joining us today, Mr. Michael Borth. From our trading desk in Chicago, Mr. Burton Schlichter. Now, to get things started, let's go to our host and founder in Studio A, overlooking South Mountain, America's largest city park. Here's Dwayne.
Good afternoon. Welcome back. Today is Wednesday, 29th day of March, 2023. Thanks so much for joining us. Whoever you are, wherever you are, we're just glad to have you right here, right now. We do 2 live broadcasts every trading day. The first live broadcast is for members only and those who are taking their 1-week free trial. That's from 9:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. Eastern, also known as our live training room. At 11:30 a.m., we take a break for 30 minutes, and then we come back at 12 noon Eastern for the afternoon broadcast. That would be this one, which is open to the public. Now, there's 2 different ways to join this afternoon broadcast. Best way, go to mytradingiq.com. Scroll down to where it says afternoon broadcast. Click the link, complete the 30-second registration form, and you're done. Every trading day going forward, you'll get an email about an hour before the broadcast starts. At 12 noon Eastern, all you have to do is open that email, click the link inside, and it will automatically log you into our platform where you will have access to the question box so you can ask questions and participate in the discussion. So, again, the first broadcast is private. This broadcast is public. Now, the live training room, you can take a 1-week free trial by going to mytradingiq.com and simply click that button at the top of the page that says free trial. You'll have 5 consecutive trading days. It doesn't matter what day you start. You'll get 5 consecutive trading days in the live training room, plus you'll have access to the platforms, to the indicators, private one-on-one mentoring. You'll get the Logic 247 alerts, the concierge trade alerts. You get everything a lifetime member has for an entire week without spending a dime. Rather than ask you to invest in us to see if what we do is right for you, we actually invest our time and our resources in you to help you figure out if trading is right for you, and if you like the idea of being part of a vibrant community or a family. Now, there'll be days you're out of your office, away from your desktop, but you still want to join the afternoon broadcast live. Point the browser on any internet-connected device, anywhere on planet Earth, to our YouTube channel. It's easy to remember, youtube.com/CFRN. Again, that's youtube.com/CFRN. Not only do we broadcast live every trading day on our YouTube channel, but we also archive each and every daily broadcast. Currently, there's over 2,200 daily episodes archived for your educational and viewing pleasure. And for those who are new to the world of CFRN, it's a great way to get to know not just who we say we are today, but who we were 6 weeks ago, 6 months ago, a year ago, 2 years ago, even more. Just scroll back, way back. Pick some days at random. Just listen for a few minutes. What you'll find is a thread of connectivity, a thread of continuity woven through each and every daily broadcast. Anybody can say anything today, but what were they saying 6 weeks ago, 6 months ago, 2 years ago? We want you to understand that this isn't just another trade room where you buy some indicators and get a PDF and a virtual pat on the back and best wishes. We want you to understand that after you take your free trial, you'll have an opportunity to become part of a family that began way back in 2005. And during your trial, you'll be able to hang out in the discussion group and rub shoulders and ask questions of our many traders who have learned the same strategy, same indicators, and will be more than happy to answer your questions and help show you the way. You'll also find that we provide something no one else does, along with the unlimited one-on-one mentoring sessions. We provide around-the-clock support via our many Telegram channels. So when you sign up for the free trial, that's one of the first things you're going to do. You're going to get yourself connected on Telegram. And we'll show you step by step exactly how to do that. So let's open with a word of prayer, as we do. We all know that Easter's just around the corner. This Sunday is what's referred to as Palm Sunday. A week before Easter, that would be this Sunday, we celebrate Palm Sunday. This is in celebration of the day Jesus and his followers made their way to Jerusalem, where Jesus told some of his friends to go ahead and find a donkey that he could ride into town on. They did as he asked, and as Jesus came into Jerusalem, crowds of people gathered around to see him. We call this day Palm Sunday because the people grabbed palm branches and laid them on the ground as Jesus walked by. It would be like someone today riding into town in a brand new convertible or a limo. They shouted, "Hosanna," which means praise God. Everyone gave thanks to God that Jesus had arrived because they knew Jesus was the promised Savior that they had been waiting for. Which leads us to today's scripture, Matthew 21, verses 1 through 11. And I'll read it from the Message translation. When they neared Jerusalem, having arrived at Bethphage on Mount Olives, Jesus sent 2 disciples with these instructions. Go over to the village across from you. You'll find a donkey tethered there, her colt with her. Untie her and bring them to me. If anyone asks what you're doing, say the master needs them. He will send them with you. This is the full story of what was sketched earlier by the prophet. Tell Zion's daughter, look, your king is on his way. Poised and ready, mounted on a donkey, on a colt, foal of a pack animal. Disciples went and did exactly what Jesus told them to do. They led the donkey and colt out, laid some of their clothes on them, and Jesus mounted. Nearly all the people in the crowd threw their garments down on the road, giving him a royal welcome. Others cut branches from the trees and threw them down as a welcome mat. Crowds went ahead and crowds followed, all of them calling out, "Hosanna to David's son. Blessed is he who comes in God's name. Hosanna in highest heaven." As he made his entrance into Jerusalem, the whole city was shaken. Unnerved people were asking, "What's going on here? Who is this?" The parade crowd answered, "This is the prophet Jesus, the one from Nazareth in Galilee." And again, that was Matthew 21, verses 1 through 11. Join me in a word of prayer. Heavenly Father, as we reflect on the triumphant entry of Jesus into Jerusalem, we are reminded of the greatness of your love for us. We are reminded of how Jesus, the King of Kings, came humbly on a donkey to fulfill your plan of salvation for all of us. We pray, God, that you help us to be like the crowds who welcome Jesus with joy and reverence, laying down our cloaks and palm branches as a sign of honor and humility. We ask that you help us to recognize Jesus as our Lord and Savior, who comes to bring us hope, healing, and salvation. Lord, we also pray that you help us to understand the true meaning of Jesus' entry into Jerusalem. May we not only see the glory of his arrival, but also the weight of his mission to suffer and die on the cross for our sins. As we journey through Holy Week, may we be reminded of the sacrifice that Jesus made for us, and may we strive to follow his example of selflessness, humility, and love. We ask this in the name of Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior. And everybody said amen. Well, happy Wednesday. Hope it's a happy Wednesday for you, wherever you are, wherever you are. Let me give you the numbers from around the world. Start here in the U.S. with the cash markets, or the indices as they're called. Currently, the Dow up 228 points. The NASDAQ up 160 points. That's over 1.25%, almost 1.5%. S&P 500 up 42. That's a little over 1%. And the Russell 2000, our man in the street, bringing up the rear, up 11 points, about 0.75%. In the commodity basket, crude oil down 22 cents, trading 72.98 last. Gold down $8.50, trading 19.81 last. Silver up 2 pennies, trading 23.44 last. In the Asian markets at the close, the Nikkei posted a gain of 365 points, almost 1.5%. The Shanghai fell 5 points, but the Hang Seng gained 407 points, which is a little over 2%. And in the European markets at the close, FTSE up 80, 1%. DAX up 186, 1.25%. The CAC up 98, which for the CAC, that's almost 1.5%. So the only red on the screen would be the Shanghai, which was down only 5 points. So we had a mixed day in Asia. It was a green day for the UK. And so far, it's a big green Radio Wednesday here in the US of A. With that, let's take a look at Logic 247. It's our 24/7, round-the-clock E-mini alert service. It's not just the E-minis. It also includes crude, gold, silver, the euro, and bonds. We're in week 243. Over those 243 weeks, we've issued over 13,700 individual handcrafted alerts. The purpose of the alerts is to help you learn to spot windows of opportunity in the market. Because our goal for you is that you become self-sufficient. You want to reach the point where you don't need somebody to tell you when to get in or when to get out. You can look at the chart. That's the purest information you'll ever get. And make your entry and exit decisions based upon what the chart is telling you. We want you to be able to read the chart just like you read a newspaper or perhaps a mystery novel. Since the markets opened Sunday night at 6 p.m. Eastern, we've issued a total of 25 alerts. One never triggered. Still waiting on 3. 21 actionable alerts, of which 2, or 10%, would have been stopped out based on not risking more than $300 per contract per trade, less when possible, based on market structure and a very simple 3-step process that we teach all of our passport holders. Now, over the last 243 weeks, we've averaged 20% or less of the alerts being stopped out based on that risk profile I just explained. Now, some of you who are new may not really understand what an alert looks like. So why don't I show you real quick. Now that recap was valid as of 7 a.m. this morning. There have been some changes since then. Valerie will publish an updated recap later this afternoon, and then probably again this evening. As you can see, an alert, the last alert posted was number 13,734. That was silver today, Dow today. Then we move into yesterday. This was a long on the euro. B means buy. T means initial target. PR means potential resistance or second target. And then the final trade to target on every long alert is always the weekly zone above, and on every short alert, it's the weekly zone below. These are the ones that we were still waiting on. Said we still had 3 waiting. This was a long on the NQ. We had an entry, an initial target. The initial target is designed to help you get your goal for the day. Then we had a second target, third target, and then a final trade to target, which is the weekly zone overhead. Now, at the time the recap was done, price had reached 12,856 and a half. Hey Alexa. Well, she worked yesterday. All right. Well, we'll do it the old-fashioned way. You take that zone at 802 and you subtract the entry at 765. That's 37 points at $20 a point. It's over $700 per contract traded. We had a long on the Russell, had a long on the Dow, had a long on the ES, and then moving back to Monday, we had a long on crude, a short on the NQ, a short on silver, a short on gold, and we are rolling gold today to the M contract. The alerts issued last night, Logic and Concierge, were for the J contract, but anything going forward will be the M contract. Russell, this is the one that didn't trigger. Here's one of the two stop outs. The Dow, it was a short. Short on the ES. Stop out on the Euro. Now we're into Sunday night. Short on bonds, 30-year bonds. Long on the Euro. Short on silver. Short on gold. Entry, target, second target, third target, final trade to target. NQ, Russell, Dow, ES. Last week, week 242, we issued a total of 38 alerts. One never triggered. We had 37 actionable alerts, of which 5 or 14% would have been stopped out based on that risk profile I just explained earlier. Now, you know what the alerts look like. Now, the logic alerts are based on current price action, but there's time built in for you to get the alert. Go study your 30-minute chart. See the window of opportunity that the alert represents so that when price reaches the entry point, you're prepared to use whatever smaller time frame you've chosen to execute on to actually participate in the alert. Now, the alerts aren't created so that you can just trade the alerts and not have to learn how to trade. Sadly, some people make that choice, but it's a choice they will eventually regret. Because right now you have an opportunity to learn how to trade. We're not teaching you how to trade a specific market. We're teaching you how to trade. Once you know how to trade, you can trade anything. Futures, stocks, crypto, Forex, doesn't matter. Now, along with the logic alerts, which come out around the clock, we also have our concierge trade alerts. That was our original alert service. And they differ in a couple of ways. They're based on historic price action, and they don't come out around the clock. They're posted as a static report every evening shortly after the Globex open. Last night, 7:05 p.m. Monday night was 6:10 p.m. Sunday was 6:30. So, we cover all the same markets with the CTAs as we do with the logic alerts. What do you do with the numbers? Simple. When this report gets published, members and trial members get the numbers at the same time. You make note of where price is at this time. It's always going to be between these two numbers. So make a note on your 30-minute chart where price was at that time. Then draw a line in the sand at the long target, a line in the sand at the short target. Those serve as great visual clues as to which way the market is trending, so you don't find yourself shorting in an uptrend or buying in a downtrend. If price gets above the 30-minute BBC, then that tells you it's trying to reach the long target. If price gets below the 30-minute BBC, it's attempting to reach the short target. It is that simple. Now, on the way to the target, always look left to spot potential obstacles, support or resistance, depending on if you're trading long or short. And over time, you'll learn how price behaves at a weekly trading zone. We've published the weekly trading zones every week for our members since December 14th of 2009. They're published Monday morning at 6:15 a.m. Eastern, and once published, they're carved in stone for the entire week. They don't change in any way whatsoever. Now, once you really understand how the zones fit into the whole picture, they will become one of the most important tools in your trading toolbox. And as a lifetime member, you'll have access to them every Monday morning, 6:15 a.m. Eastern. If you can resist the urge to make it more complicated than that, as long as you know which way the wind is blowing, it's pretty simple to reach your goal for the day. So, because this broadcast is open to the public, there will be some people here who are not a member, not even a trial member yet. If you want to grab a screenshot of these numbers, you can, because we're going to walk through each one of the individual charts very quickly. Okay? Screenshot. Got it. Okay. So let's go where we go every day to start out, and that would be the daily chart. We've been in a downtrend for a year. The low of the downtrend came in so far October 13th. Or that candle right there. The low is 35.64 half. From the downtrend low, we bounced, got a leg and a retracement and a leg. Now we're in another retracement. We're attempting a leg higher. You'll recall last week I drew in this price channel, connecting this swing high to this swing high. And then I put a parallel line down in the most recent low. So we've hit the top of the channel twice, the bottom of the channel once. Now, Stefan is a very valuable member of our community. All of our members are valuable. He's drawn a trend line like this, okay? And that's certainly valid. However, I chose to go with this one. If price breaks out of this channel, then I can always go back and draw it exactly the way you saw it this morning in the discussion group on Stefan's chart. Okay? So, what does this tell us? Well, we got a big green daily candle. Institutions move price. Why? Because their accounts are denominated in hundreds of millions and billions of dollars. Typical retail trader has an account denominated in thousands and tens of thousands of dollars. Basically, we're liquidity for the institutions. But no matter what market you trade, whether it's the S&P, crude, gold, silver, Walmart, Amazon, Bitcoin, or the British pound, if you'll spend 2 minutes when you sit down to start looking for trade opportunities, we don't sit down to trade. We sit down to look for opportunities to trade. I actually stand. Sitting is the new smoking, in case you didn't know. I've been standing now for about 4 years. I sit down, my brain won't engage. So we know the institutions we're buying today, okay? Now, a trend line is not proprietary. Fibs are not proprietary. Fibs are based on 14th century math. But we are up against this trend line. Okay. Early in the Wall Street, heading into the Wall Street Open, at the Wall Street Open, put in the high of the session. We've not broken through that trend line yet. Question is where do we close today? If we close above this trend line, then the next area we would expect to find resistance is at the high of March 22nd, 40.73.75. Then the 24% fib retracement, 40.85.84. And then this high, March 6th, 41.19.5. And it's this bearish cross that created the resistance that sent the market almost to the 62% fib retracement. We had a leg and a retracement, a leg and a retracement. Question is will we see another leg to the downside? So again, spend 2 minutes looking at your daily chart, understand what the deep pockets are doing and where they might stop buying. It takes financial commitment for price to rise. For price to fall, all it takes is for the institutional buyers to hit the pause button. When they recognize that no matter how many contracts they buy, they can't move price any higher, guess what they do? They stop buying. And when they stop buying, the institutions that specialize in short selling come out of the woodwork and do this. If you go back to this day on our YouTube channel, February 14th, you'll hear us talking about the coming downtrend. Okay? Not because we have crystal balls, because of the logic that's built in to how we read the charts, how our indicators work. Blue and climbing turned to red and falling, sent price below the green line, which is called the BBC. Simply stands for bull bear cross. When price crosses above that green line, we're bullish, we anticipate higher prices. When price crosses below the green line, we're bearish, anticipate lower prices. Higher prices, lower prices. The pullback to the BBC holds more often than it doesn't. Lag and a retracement, lag and a retracement, lag and a retracement, lag and a retracement, and here we fail to put in a higher high. We failed to put in a higher high here and here, but we still had blue and climbing. But once that switched to red and falling, and we put in a lower high, the writing was on the wall. And again, we made it almost to the 62% fib retracement. So today's close will be very important. So you know where resistance is, where's support? At the low of the day, which also happens to be the BBC, the daily BBC, and the daily blue and climbing. This red and blue indicator is called the CFMA1. I just call it blue and climbing, red and falling. One is bullish, one is bearish. One represents support, the other resistance. Now, the 30-minute chart is where all the alerts come from. That's our roadmap. I told you there's 13,700 individual alerts in the Logic 247 channel. Every one of those is a trend trade based on the 30-minute chart and where price is in relation to the BBC, the 30-minute BBC. This vertical line on each chart represents or separates today, Wednesday, from Tuesday, from Monday. When price rallies up to a zone, we expect resistance. When price drops to a zone, we expect support. Until proven otherwise. Okay? Only three things happen at a zone. 70% of the time, you're going to see consolidation. 20% of the time, you'll see rejection. And about 10% of the time, you'll see the slice. Price slices through that weekly trading zone on the 30-minute chart like it's not even there. When that happens, price will typically retrace to the zone it sliced through and then continue in the direction slice. Pull back to the BBC in the weekly zone. Good support. Sends to the high of the day. Price then pulled back to the BVC, and we talked about this in the live training room as it was happening. I popped in and I said, guys, we just pulled back to the BVC on the 30-minute chart. On the next candle, be prepared for a move higher. And here we are, about to challenge the high of the day. If we take out the high of the day, and 40.56, back. Window of opportunity. Call that roughly 40.50, 40.55. Okay. But don't forget, we're up against potential big picture resistance at the top of this channel. So you have to kind of weigh those things, right? That's what stopped the market this morning. Right there. Now, without the benefit of the daily chart, you're like, well, why did price stop right there? Hopefully this helps you understand the importance of the daily chart before you actually begin your trading session. Now, market opened here last night, 6 p.m. Eastern, and we ran from 4,000. Well, actually, we opened at, we'll call it 4,007, and we ran right to the target of 40.23. We got to the zone, sliced it, pulled back, continued, pulled back, continued, pulled back, continued. Big question right here. Is price going to break that trend line, the upper channel, the daily chart? If I had crystal balls, I would tell you, but I don't, so I can't. When you learn to use our indicators and strategy, you'll learn that the way the market moves is very logical. The pull back to the BBC pulls more often than it doesn't. See how it pulled up here and held, and it held, and it held. Eventually, we know price will trade through it. That keeps the markets fluid and tradable. And we pull back, and we pull back, and again, the pullback held. So it doesn't matter which direction you're going in. Remember, the market found resistance, support, and then we did that slice. And what would have been resistance became support. On the Dow. Here's where we opened last night. Consolidated, got through the zone, ran right up to the target. About $500 per contract traded, a little more. And then we hit the zone where we've been consolidating. Made 2 runs at it. We spiked it, but we never pulled away from it. Okay? These candles are connected. We dropped back below that target. We made another run, but now we got red and falling in the picture. And resistance at the zone. Today's Wednesday. These zones were published Monday morning, 6:15 a.m. Eastern. Russell, here's where we opened last night. At roughly 1767. And ran up 10 points to the target at 77. It's $500 per contract traded. Sliced, pull back, continue in the direction of the slice. This time we got back below the BBC. Blue and climbing has turned to red and falling. So the window of opportunity on the Russell is going to be down here. On the NQ, here's where the market opened. Made a run right up to the zone. $20 a point. From 748 to 794. About 50 points, $20 a point, $1,000 per contract traded. Then we got through the zone, another slice. Pull back, continue in the direction of the slice. Resistance. Shallow pullback, resistance. Shallow pullback, made it through the zone. Next zone overhead is at 12,975. But all of these indices are dependent upon one thing. The S&P being able to break through resistance at the top of the channel. On crude, here's where we opened. Here's where we hit the target. Now we're below the BBC with red and falling. Gold, we opened, came right down to the short target. And now we're going to roll. The room already rolled gold this morning to the M contract. I'll be rolling it to the M contract today. But any alerts issued last night, there was sufficient volume. As you can see down here, in the last 14 minutes, we've traded 579 contracts. Off the open this morning, we traded 4,290 contracts in 30 minutes. Here's silver. Silver hasn't touched either target. It's been above the zone, below the zone, above the zone, below the zone, above the zone. That's not a good market to trade. And last, the euro. We opened, came down to the zone, touched the short target, got back above the BBC, right to the target, pulled back, spiked it again. Now we're consolidating below the BBC at the weekly zone. That brings us back to the daily chart. Will that channel break? And now it's time for Michael. Michael? Ready?
Yes, I am ready. I am ready. All right. Let me grab the shorts, bring them over here. Sorry, I just did something. I was curious what it looked like. Right now, if you go to the if you go to TradingView.com and go to the upcoming streams, what does it look like to you? Because I just shared my desktop. It let me do that right now. It hasn't done that yet.
It looks good to me.
Okay, it just looks normal though. It's not showing my live desktop, right?
No, let me just click on it.
Yeah, hit refresh.
Stream offline. So now I'll type in, welcome, the live stream starts at 1 p.m. EST. All right. So it's working.
All right, I see it.
Take it away.
All right.
I got a new monitor, and when I put it on its native resolution, it's too big for the screen. So I have to put it on a smaller resolution. But the text isn't clear. So I went through that whole the lazy brown fox jumped over the fence thing. I didn't fix it. I'm not sure what to do. But
I don't know.
We'll save that for another time.
When I'm actually creating things like visual stuff, and you gotta go from one size to another size. A lot of times, the resolution that they set it to, if you shrink it, then it becomes more readable. You know, the default resolution. So I don't know. Maybe it's something in the size of the browser that you have.
I had to switch it to. I had to switch it to a smaller resolution. just so that a browser window would fit on the screen. If I leave it at native resolution, you can read everything perfectly. You can't navigate because, all the controls for controlling the browser are off screen. Yeah. So anyway, I know you got important stuff to do, so let's do it.
Yes, let's get into it. All right, so good afternoon, everyone. Today is Wednesday, the 29th day of March, 2023. If you have not taken a free trial with us, go to mytradingiq.com. There says sign up for your free 5-day training, 9:30 to 11:30. Do that, and when you do that, come over here and sign up for the trading platform. Now you're going to see DT Pro. That's the chart that I'm the platform that I trade on. And I do have my weekly trading zones and stuff that Dwayne was just talking about. I have those all done here on DT Pro, right in here. Okay, and all this stuff that we were waiting for earlier, I was saying on the ES, should get back up to the midpoint here, the weekly trading, the middle of the weekly trading zones. You can see right there, and it did. It bounced off it, went right back up to it, and now we're in this little spot between the MA1 and the. I'll get into that. Anyway, if you download, if you're going to take the trial, I use DT Pro and I use TradingView. The charts you're going to see are going to be mainly TradingView charts right now. And so you can do both when you take the trial. You should do at least one. Go here to the trade rules. So, for TradingView, these are the rules to set up everything on your TradingView chart. And every trade has an entry, risk management, and the exit. Every complete trade, anyway. And these are the rules for all of them using the TradingView charts. The entry is a little bit different for DT Pro and Ninja. It's down here, but the risk management and the exit are the same. Okay. So that's to take the trial. Now we get in here on the spreadsheet. If you're going to read the spreadsheet, you got to read all CFTC risk disclosures down at the bottom. Today we did roll over gold, and that was our big winner today. We had 56 ticks in gold. We made 12 ticks in the NQ, 4 ticks in crude, 56 ticks in gold, and 7 ticks on the ES, puts it 747.5 on the morning session. Today it took 4 minutes and 2 trades to get to the goal for the day. That one we're at $300. And we took a total of 17 trades this morning. So on the month now, we're up $16,530. That's over 21 business days, averaging $787 per contract per 2-hour business day. We've now gotten our goal in 59 out of 60 days so far this year, and we've gone 29 days since our last non-green day, 407 days, those are business days, since our last red day. So that puts us on the year at $31,330. That's over 60 trading days, averaging $522 per contract per 2-hour business day. Now, if you were to quit trading, when you get your goal for the day and you were to add 1 contract per month, this month you would be trading 3 contracts. And if you did it this month with 3 contracts on and you quit when you got your goal for the day, did everything like I did, you would have made $9,042 so far this month. And you would have averaged $1,141 on the year. You would have only traded 13.85 hours and averaged $1,141 per hour for those 13.85 hours. Okay. All right. So on the month, trading just 169 minutes, which is about 2.5 hours. You would have been up $9,042 on the month. Okay, that's with 3 contracts on. Next month, to get to this month, to get to the number 4 contract, we had to have 6,000 minimum. Okay, and next month we have to have 8,000 minimum with 4 contracts on. I don't think that's going to be an issue, but that's what we have to have from next month to go to 5 contracts in May. All right. So starting Monday, we will be trading 4 contracts in the room in the morning. All right, let's get into what we did do then. Okay, here on gold, we'll start with gold, and usually gold is one we don't have many trades on, and we actually don't have all that many trades, but every trade was a good trade today. All right, we'll go back to here. Is this our first trade in here? Anyway, our first trade on gold, we picked up 20 ticks. This doesn't look like it was the first trade. It seems like it might have been back here was our first trade, or somewhere else. Anyway, our first trade on gold, we picked up 20 ticks. And then the trade after that, we picked up 15 ticks. And then the trade after that, so there was 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the first trade, we picked up 20. The next trade, we picked up 15. The trade after that, we picked up 10. I think this was the 10. That was 20, 35, 45, And then on this one here, we picked up 2 to get us, oh, these are mixed up. Let's go from the back. We picked up 10 ticks on this one at the end of the room this morning. Then we picked up 2 ticks on this one. And we picked up 10 ticks on that one. Oops, see, that's what happens. I end up moving these things around by accident. In here somewhere, we picked up another 10 ticks, a 15 tick, and a 20 tick overall. But on gold, every trade we took today was a profitable trade. And they were all, they're all triggering pretty well. I think this might have been one of them right in here. Right there. This is it right here. I was waiting for this right here. So I got a good trade off of that one. And this was the trend line, the leg length that we're looking at, expecting they're wanting to duplicate over here. So we did take that one for a good gain, and we took this one right here for another gain, not as good. And then we took this one right here for a nice gain, and then a short gain on another one. And that was our gold this morning. So it was good. It was good trading in gold today. We ended up with plus 56 ticks. All right, crude oil, we didn't trade much on crude at all. We just had a couple of trades. This one here was a plus 4, and I believe we had one break-even trade. Now the crude inventories came out. I was in the middle of training when the crude inventories came out. Okay, I don't show the break-even trade in here, but I had one break-even trade somewhere. All this stuff right here, when the crude inventories came out, they're great looking trades, but I was not watching them, right? The crude inventories came out right in here, and then it caused this, and this, and this, and this, and this. This was not a valid trade. This was, and this was. Now, none of these hit the ribbon, but when the lead line, the black line down here, got overbought, then that was the opportunity to jump on those when it came out of the overbought. This was the one trade that we did make money on. We got 4 ticks in profit there. And then during the break, it had just another run down here, just like that last one. Just beautiful trade after beautiful trade after beautiful trade. And then it's just gotten flat. So we'll see what it looks like now when we start up here in 5 minutes, when we start the live stream. Hopefully it's going to turn into something we can use, but if it doesn't, maybe something else will. The ES, now we had just a few trades on the ES. They're all right here. Our first trade was right here. We picked up 13 ticks on that, then 4 ticks on the second one, and then we stopped out on the third one. So we went from 13 to 17 to 7, and that was all we did with the ES this morning. All right, you can see there's not a whole lot going on here with the ES today. I did have to restart at one point this morning. Somewhere in here I had to restart, and Bert took over for me for a few minutes. I didn't restart the whole computer, but I had to restart all this stuff. Anyway, so during the break, you can see right here, there was a long opportunity. There was one actually right here. You didn't really have the long-term trend going right there. So there was an opportunity there, and it did put in just barely a higher swing to give you this right here, which would have been a break-even trade. And that was about all that you had going on in there today. All right, that was the ES. Now on the NQ, okay, I'm scrolling all the way back here. We had some trades on the NQ. We stopped out on the NQ a few times today. That's why we had such a low number overall. We did get the goal for the day. I think on the second trade, we got the goal on the NQ. It was right here. We picked up 20 ticks on that. That got us the goal. Then we had a break even on that one, and we stopped out on that. So we went from 20 down to 0 right here. Then we stopped out again and went to minus 20. Then we slowly started getting stuff back. Went from minus 20 to minus 12. So we had an 8 tick gain there. Then we had a 16 tick gain there. We went to plus 4. Then we went right here, an 8 tick gain to get us to plus 12. And we had a break even, and that is where we ended the trading, I think, for the NQ. You see, it started getting really flat in here as we closed out the morning session, and then we had a couple of opportunities in here. After we closed out the morning session, we had a couple of opportunities in there, and that brought us all the way over here. Was a long. In here was another long. You could have taken this to, I don't know if Rico, if you're watching in here right now, let me go and check and see if Rico is in here. No, he's not watching right now. Okay, well, anyway, this would have been an okay trade to take too, because we came off the higher swing. So you would have had this one with the higher swing, the pullback, the arrow, all that stuff. It would have been a break-even trade if you'd have taken it. Then it turned around, went short, and right in here, these were okay trades to take. Right, both of these were okay trades to take, or all of these were okay trades to take. All right, and you'd anticipate getting all the way down here and putting in a lower swing right now. That's what I'd be anticipating. Okay, if I were doing that. We didn't really look at the YM at all today. Now, I want to just say for everyone who's in here who's been following us with the TIQ context stuff, I changed my sensitivity on the crude oil to 0.02 from 0.01. I know it's just a slight change, but it's just a little more sensitive. I'm a little less sensitive, actually. It makes the trend be just a little bit stronger, right? Because I was noticing sometimes it was giving trades where I didn't think it should because the trend was too flat. I mean, the trend wasn't flat enough. Whatever I mean. I don't know. But anyway, over here on the NQ right now, we just put in a lower swing. All right. And in less than a minute, we're going to start up the live stream. So if you guys have not taken a free trial with us and you want to, then go here to mytradingiq.com right here on the home page. On the home page. Go on home page. On the home page at mytradingiq.com, just sign up for the trial right there. Okay. I don't know what just happened here. Everything just froze up on me. This happened this morning too, at the worst possible time this morning, and it seems to be doing it again. There we go. Okay, is it coming back now? It is coming back. All right, well, kinda. All right. All right, so that is it, guys. Now, if you want to take that free trial with us, go there to mytradingiq.com on the home page, mytradingiq.com. There, see it's loading up right here. That's where you take the trial. Now, for this next session, I'm going to go right here because I can refer to this during the next session. And here we'll start out with this. All right, so if anybody's got any questions, I don't see any questions in the box. So I am going to start the live stream now. All right. Okay, it's almost started. And there it is. The live stream has begun. All right, so now with the live stream just beginning, here on the gold, we're just going kind of flat right here. Same thing here with the crude oil. The ES is also going flat. Looks like it's at a turning point right here. This last move up just barely put in a higher swing, and right here did not. We need to see how far down it pull. If it drops down a little lower than this, it's going to change the direction. So you see the NQ has already done that, already given a short trade right here. So we're going to wait and see what develops out of this. Now, for anybody who is on the live stream or watching after the fact on the live stream, if you've not taken a free trial with us and you want to take a free trial with us, go here to mytradingiq.com and sign up for the free trial there. Here, I'll paste it in there for you. That doesn't seem like it pasted. Okay, well, I think it probably should have, but anyway, what we're waiting for here right now is for price to pull back up and get into the ribbon, or for the black line here to get into the overbought. All right, either one or both of those things need to happen to give us a trade setup. Okay, now that we've got the lower swing in place, either one or both of those things need to happen to give us a trade setup. Now remember, the markets are always doing the same thing, right? They're going down and up, down and up and down. So we want it to get up to the up part here, and then we can take profit in the down part. All right. So we're waiting for that right now to happen. Okay. None of the other markets are giving us anything right now. So if anybody wants to look at any kind of an equity or a crypto or a forex or anything like that, now is a fantastic time to ask for that. I'll do it right here. I'll look at let's look at something on this chart right here. We'll look at a 50 range, but we'll look at Tesla. Okay, that's going to be a good all on that. Oh, right here. Let's just see what Tesla looks like. I'm just picking out random things here. Okay, so Tesla's pulled back down into the ribbon right now. It's actually kind of at a turning point, it looks like. possible turning point. If we get an up close from here and it pulls this out of overbought, that should give us an opportunity on the long side. It should push up to this level right here, but we haven't quite gotten there yet. Okay. And if we look at anything else like Apple. Okay. I'm really sure my connection is clearly very slow right now, so I might not be able to do this too many times without really messing things up. Watch the NQ over here. The NQ is about to give us a trade. All right, so Apple had this gap up right here. I don't know if they had earnings today, but they had this gap up right here recently. That was today, between yesterday and today. So far on the 50 ticket range, Apple's not giving us anything to go with. All right, so we don't have anything there with the Apple. And I don't know if you look at Google, watch the NQ over here. We need the NQ to pull down out of the overbought in here. All right, it's got a high up here at 901. So it'd be 4 points below that. 97, you'd be selling. That would be, well, that would be 97, it'd be 98.50 is what you'd be selling down there. We need the down close here now. Okay, we need the down close. And from what I can tell, it would be a down close here at 98. It'd actually be 98.25 is what you'd be selling right there. Get the down close. Okay. The gold is given an arrow over here. Okay, there it is on the NQ. The gold is given an arrow over here for the long trade. Now, this is the long-term direction is not really convincingly bullish right there. Okay, I did short the NQ here. Okay, at 98.25, like I just mentioned. It's coming off a double bottom right here, but it should go down to the double bottom at 89.50. So I'll just throw a target down here at 89.50. And it starts out with a 20 tick stop, right? It's on a 16 tick range. So the first every NQ trade on a 16 tick range starts out with a 20 tick stop. So if it takes me out, it takes me out. If it doesn't, well, it should go down to the prior swing low right here. Okay. And it's really at a decision point right here. If it's going to take me out, it's going to take me out. We'll let you watch the whole thing, right? And it did take me out. So we're minus 20 there on the NQ. It doesn't mean it's not going to go down right now, but it does mean we got minus 20 at one NQ. Okay. I'm going to change this back on the ES. Okay, we'll go back to the ES over here, the M contract, and back to a 7 range on that. You can see how the ES has gone flat, so we don't have anything going on with the ES. And the gold's not really convincing one way or the other. Reminded everyone we rolled the gold today. We rolled the M contract and the gold at the June. The M contract in gold this morning. Let me see what's going on in this. Okay, that's all good. So I don't see anyone asking any questions in the live stream. It's kind of odd today, the live stream. But anyway, we'll see how it all works out in the future. So we could put a red arrow over here on this. Okay, we stopped out on that one. See how slow this is acting. That's what it's doing this morning too. I may just need to do a complete reboot. So the gold, the first thing it should do is get up here to 84.1. The DOM is suggesting it should get up to 84.0, but it's got a pullback number at 82.7. Okay. So it's got a pullback number right here. And it's suggesting it should go up to right here. Right there. Okay. All right. We don't have anything else happening here right now. Does anybody have any questions about anything at this point? It is now 1:08. So yesterday and today, it's been pretty slow stuff going on here the last couple of days. We are going to go another 22 minutes in the live stream. And then
There was a request for the YM. Did you already check that?
oh no, I didn't see the YM, but hang on, let me change something to the YM here. I'll change the ES isn't gonna have a trade right here, so I'll change that to a YM. Okay, we'll go to futures, and that'll be the YM contract. Okay, YM contract, and I'm gonna change that from a 7 range to a 10 range on the YM. Okay, and the arrows right now are not set properly for the YM, they're set for the ES. So to set them properly for the YM needs to be a little more conservative than the ES. Okay, so I'll just make that like a 55 here on the YM. But anyway, if we look at the YM, look around all these other things that are happening right here. If we look at the YM, I'm trying to expand it right now, and it's forever for it to happen. There it goes. All right, so we had some pretty good trades in here on the YM earlier. We want to have a lower split time pullback, lower swing pullback, lower swing pullback, lower swing pullback. This time we didn't actually get the lower swing in place. We got double bottom, and it changed directions. You want to have a higher swing off of each one of these. We didn't get the highest for that one. This gave enough to get the stop to break even. You know, with a 10 tick, you want to move that stop to break even after you get 6 ticks in profit. And all of these are 10 tick range bars. So every one of these bars is 10 ticks or $50 a contract. All right. So we had a bunch of good trades right there. Then it turned around and gave one mediocre trade there that really didn't go anywhere. Then it gave a really nice one there, a nice one here, but this did not exceed the swing high. So you wouldn't have been doing any other trade until right now, where it finally exceeded the swing high. And be looking for a pullback in there. Okay, you're looking for a pullback to jump on that swing high. That is the YM. So right now we're still the gold. Did it pull back? It did pull exactly back down to that line that I said right there at the 82.7. I said it was a good pullback number for that. So now we're going to see if it's going to push all the way up here to the 84.0, which would be enough to get your stop to break even if you got into the trade. Take some profit even. You want to see it exceed the swing high, but the gold has really done a lot today for gold. I'm trying to blow it up here so you can see. These trades that it was giving were just great trades this morning. They're just great trades to be in. And it gave us a lot of opportunity in there. Another arrow for us as it came out of the oversold right here. Okay. So the original trade was from right here on the first arrow. So this one right now is starting to get a little better looking on the top. The 82.7 is still a valid pullback number, but the number up top is now 84.4. 84.4 is where it should go up to right here. Okay, so that's what it's looking like right now. We have, well, nothing on the NQ right now. Nothing on the ES though. Oh, this is the Dow. Sorry, nothing on the Dow right now. The Dow did move up. I mean, you can just trade the Dow. I'll leave the Dow up. We can just trade the Dow instead of the ES. Just make sure I have my Dow up instead of the ES down. Okay, and so you can see the Dow did make a move up, and it gave itself a little bit of long-term trend right here. We'll look for an opportunity with that. I don't know if we're gonna get one, but we'll look for one in there. And we're still waiting for the gold to do anything over here, anything. And you know, gold is really good to us this morning. We're at 56 ticks on it in the morning session, but right now it's kind of dragging. The NQ gave an arrow way up here. I'd really like to see the NQ pull back a little bit. All right. George P. We never did have that talk, did we? It's just noticing your name in there. All right, so things are really, really slow right now. I'm glad we had some pretty good action this morning. This morning in the morning session, we were, let's see, we were plus 12 on the NQ, plus 7 on the ES, plus 4 on crude, plus 56 on gold this morning. So we had pretty good action. It was actually our best day of the week this week, thanks to the gold. The gold by itself was our best day of the week this week. We had some really good trades during those days, but then we'd have we'd have some stop outs to get us down from the highs of the day. That again is why I want to quit trading when you get your goal for the day. For anyone who's just coming in right now, who might be coming in on the live stream, we rolled the gold contract to June, or the M contract this morning. Okay, so we're trading June gold now. All right. Right, it is 114 right now. And not a whole lot happening. So I'm hoping we're going to get something else here, but we only have 16 minutes left. Let's see, looking over here. Glenn H. You signed up for the trial, but I don't remember ever seeing you in there. I see you're in here now. Dane, I know you would sign up and took the trial. George P. several times. Stephen S. Just the people who recently took the trial who are in here right now. I was just noticing that you're in here. If you have any questions about anything, just type them into the question box. Okay. There's nothing going on, so I have plenty of time to answer questions. What we're waiting for here is I'm waiting for this to pull back deeper right here. Now, if we look at this in a little bit bigger picture, I'm trying to open it up. You see, I had trouble here before, the same spot. It sold off a pretty big right there. Okay. All the markets are just going flat right here. So on days like this, times like this, the best trade is absolutely no trade at all. You just want to sit on the sidelines and let it happen. There's always going to be another trade, but it doesn't have to be right now. Right. So hopefully we're going to get one more shot at something in here, at least one more shot at something in here. The gold I was thinking was going to go up at least to that 1984.0 level, but it hasn't. Oh, okay. My end says 0. All right, well, that makes sense. Okay, well then I'm not getting any questions in here either. That question that you mentioned earlier, I'm going to hit reload on it right now, see if it reloads properly. There it is. Okay. I was getting any of those questions earlier.
There was a question about, do we trade the S&P 500? And I said, yeah, we trade the ES, E-mini. You can't actually trade the S&P 500 cash index.
Here, I'll bring that up again. I didn't see any of those questions that were coming in. I'm sorry. Mine said I need to refresh on mine. So.
And now it says stream offline, so everybody has to refresh their browser to pick back the log stream back up.
Okay, and I have to, when it gives me the opportunity to, I have to show my screen again. Here it comes, entire screen, that one, share. All right, there you go. Okay, well that's kind of a pain in the neck, but
all right,
it is what it is.
See it now.
Okay, so now I can see the questions in here and everything. So everybody's put it in there. I didn't see the YM question that you had asked in there. That Rico, yes, we do the YM. On the ES right now, you can see it's putting in a higher swing, so that's good. I want to see if the NQ is going to follow suit over here and put in a higher swing. Over here on gold, we're still waiting for the gold to move up or move anywhere. But we've got a little bit of a higher swing here on the ES, and as it pulls back, we'll see if we end up with a trade setup. We still have some long-term bullish separation right here. Okay, still have a little bit long-term bullish separation right here. So we'll be waiting for that to come back up. And all right, yeah, okay, so it makes a lot more sense now. I didn't know where you were getting that one question earlier. All the stuff was stuck at the first thing for me. Okay. Yeah, guys, it's 118. If we don't get another trade setup in here, we're just not going to have another trade setup. I'm not any of this over here. If we did do it, we'd be out at break even by now. We would have done it on the first one, and only the first one would be out at break even. The gold, we're still waiting for that to move. It hasn't moved at all. And the ES put in a higher swing, but it didn't give us a trade yet. So we can't trade what isn't there. Right? You have to wait for it. And that's what we're doing right now. I'm just waiting patiently. I say patiently. I'm a little impatient here, a little antsy.
That's a very important point, folks. I know those in the TradingView stream can't hear my voice, but those on YouTube and those in our go-to platform can hear me. I said it earlier in the broadcast. We don't sit down to trade. We sit down to look for opportunities to trade. And that right there will define whether you ever become a consistent trader or not. Can you wait for the market to provide you with a high probability, low risk trade opportunity? Because everybody wants to just sit down, click the mouse, make some money, feel good about themselves, and etc. But that's not how it works, sadly.
That is sadly not how it works. Sometimes it depends when you sit down.
Now, because we trade every market exactly the same, once you learn our strategy and how to read our indicators, then you can scan multiple markets, stocks, crypto, forex until you find you actually find. I mean, there's always a high probability, low risk trade opportunity going on somewhere in some market. So once you see, we're not teaching you how to trade a specific market. We're teaching you how to trade. Once you understand how to trade, you can trade anything. Just look through the markets until you find a stock, a crypto, a forex, a futures market that has a setup that you understand, execute, done for the day. Boom.
That is it. Over and over and over again. And that's what we do. For those of you guys who are here for the first time, you're going to have to come back again tomorrow, because right now the markets just aren't moving. Or you know what? Better yet, sign up for the trial and you can come in the morning and see all the trades we do on a regular day. This right here is our results going back to the January 2nd of 2013. It's got our daily results going all the way back there. Every day we have over 10 years of daily results going back. You sign up for the free trial, you get to take a look at that and see what our results are. They don't include the results from in here. They just include the results from the room in the morning. And we show what you could accomplish by just adding one contract a month. If you quit trading when you get your goal, and you just add one contract a month. It's amazing how quickly the monthly totals can go up with just a minimal amount of trading. Like so far this month, we're on day 20, I think, so far the month. And if we were to quit trading when we got our goal for the day so far this month, we would have only had to work a total of this month 2.5 hours, I think is what it is, 169 minutes or something like that. If we quit when we got our goal for the day, in those 169 minutes, with 3 contracts on, we would have been up over $9,000 because it's the 3rd month. So we're at our 3 contract a month. And next week is the new month, so we'll be at 4 contracts next month. And so I anticipate that number is just going to keep going up and up and up. All right, so we're waiting here now. Gold should bounce again from right here, probably back up to here. I don't know for sure what it's going to do, but that's what I'm thinking. If it doesn't, it doesn't. You know, we're running out of time here. It's 11:23. We only have 7 minutes left. Okay, so the gold stopped us out too. All right, so today we have 2 stop outs and no profitable trades, and that happens. It does happen. We only have a half an hour in here, so we don't really have any time to make it back up. And then I have a super trade here on the NQ. I can make up both of those at once. That is possible. Yeah, I should also mention, if you don't follow us already and you want to watch, you want to get notified when we do these things daily, or when we put any changes in with our indicators or anything like that, you should follow us here on TradingView. Okay, and the NQ is given another trade right here. Now, this one pulled back and hit the ribbon. Now, the highest probability trade is going to be the ones off the ribbon with an arrow, right? Off the ribbon with an arrow. So I took this one now, right? I'm just going to throw my stop break even on it. And the minimum it should do is get up here, right, to 29.25. Right, so it just took me out of break even. But the minimum it should do is get up here to 29.25, 29.50, and put in a higher swing. All right, so you mark that with a break even trade. See, my charts are slow today. Let's see, everything is slow. I'm gonna have to do something about this when I'm done in this session. So let me pull this up a little bit. There. All right, so the NQ is moving up now after taking me out of break even. It needs to get up above this level right here to give us some kind of opportunity. Next, another trade in this direction. The ES didn't pull all the way back down in here during our session. Okay, so we didn't end up with anything there, and the crude oil didn't give us anything. Normally these sessions, I usually do pretty well with these sessions, but 1 to 130, it can be a tough time to trade. And we are quickly running out of time here. Pippin, if you by your name, I'm guessing you do a lot of Forex. If you haven't done futures, then this is a great way to get introduced to futures. Just take our free trial, and we'll teach you all about futures. If you haven't done futures yet, you'll like it a lot more. There's a lot less ambiguity in futures than there is in Forex. Okay. All right. So waiting through all this right now, just waiting for something else to set up. Can't force the trade. It's got to set up, or we're not going to take anything. Right? This right here should have put in a higher swing, and it didn't. So even if it pulls back to the ribbon and gives us another arrow, I'm not going to take it. Over here on the gold right now, it needs to get out of this funk that it's in right now. See, if we draw a trend line up the bottom here and down the top, it's starting to get up above that level right now. It's now at the point where I would have gotten my stop to break even here if I didn't get stopped out. I had my stop to break even right there at this point. And we'll see if it ends up going up a little bit further while we're still talking here, but I'm running out of time, so I know I'm not going to get another trade set up on it. You're welcome, Serious. I didn't see you in the trial today. I thought you were going to take the trial. Serious Judge. Or were you in the trial today? And I just didn't see you. All right, so the NQ is almost up to the point where we would consider another bounce off the ribbon. The crude oil is dropping down here. Should be looking for a pullback there pretty soon. It's going to go down quite a bit further, though. If we look at the larger time frame things, you are welcome. There you go. If we were looking at the larger time frames here with the weekly trading zones on them. Okay. Well, what I would say is, if you do take the trial, just set up a one-on-one with me so we can actually talk about all those things. You can write down all your questions and we can discuss all those things. I mean, if you ask Robert 0947 when he took the trial, it's worth setting up the one-on-one meeting, and that's part of the trial. Setting is taking one-on-one sessions with me or with Wayne or Bert, Valerie, taking advantage of those one-on-one sessions. See, the gold didn't make it up to all those numbers that I gave after stopping me out. The next number up on gold, let me give you that. Okay, let me give you that next number up. It's really not showing much, but 85.1. 85.1 on the upside. Let me draw that in for you. It's right here. Okay, that's the next level on the pull. It was showing something just a second ago on the pullback. I think we're already here at 83.6. 83.6 right here. I'm trying to draw it in there. Okay, that's the pullback number. The ES is pushed. We don't have anything going on with that. We can do. The NQ did exceed the prior swing high. If that pulls back, leaves us a shot, we take it, but we're running out of time. I have a minute left in here. Yes, I do sessions in the morning too. And I mean, you can go, well, yeah, it's the morning's, the morning's broken down. Let me just show you, let me give you an idea. Well, yeah, I'll do it this way with this thing. This is how the mornings start, okay? The schedule starts out 9:20 to 9:30 is just Q&A to just familiarize you with the charts, or anybody that's brand new. 9:30 to 10:15, I just like to trade like I do in here, but it's a lot faster, okay? Then I stop and I do training from 10:15 to 11 where I answer all your questions and I go through the lesson plan for the day. And I do more trading from 11 to 11:25, and then 11:25 to 11:30. I fill out this spreadsheet with the results of the day, right? The results of the morning session. Now, this spreadsheet, we've been filling it out. You can see just a little bit here. I'm not allowed to bring that all the way up, but you can see just a little bit of it there. And it goes back literally over 10 years of daily results. So, not only do we obviously been around for a long time, but you can see the results back all those years. And we've been doing this stuff forever. We have something that just works with the flow of the market, and it's always worked with the flow of the market. We don't really need anything else. I mean, the things that you see in here that, if you were to look at the other platforms like DT Pro and Ninja Trader, the other platforms that we have, they don't have all the stuff that we have in here. It would look like this. It would look a lot more like this. Hang on, I'm trying to shut these off. It's not letting me. Okay. I'm scrolling down some more to get rid of some more of these things. A little bit. Okay. It would look like that, except you'd have something else in here. My charts are just really, really slow right now. I don't know why, but I'm going to restart my whole thing here after we're done with this session. But you'd have a little more stuff, but it looks like this, really. We're relying on the ribbon and pull back to the ribbon, and you're relying a lot more on the slingshot for entry. Okay, here the slingshot triggers the arrows. It's one of the things that helps trigger the arrow. Where with DT Pro and Ninja Trader, we don't actually have the arrow. We don't have all that other stuff that we had shown in there. But you rely on the ribbon, and you have to draw trend lines and look at the colors of the bars and stuff like that. We do have different paint bars that color the bars differently. So it's a little bit different with the other platforms, but if you're on TradingView, then you have all this stuff right here. And it's a huge advantage to be on TradingView right now, because especially if you're just learning how to do this, if you're new to trading or if you're new to futures, then this is a great way to get started. Because I mean, we're happy to start you out from. I would actually rather start with somebody. I would actually rather start with somebody who's never done anything else before. See, this is the paint bars that you get on the other ones. This. I would rather start with somebody who's never done futures before than have somebody that's got a bunch of baggage. But the majority of the people that come to us have done futures for a long time and they've never been successful. And then they find us and they never leave us because they find success with us. That's the majority of the people. But if we get somebody that's brand new to futures, if you've been doing Forex for a long time, for instance, and you haven't had any success with Forex, we've had, spotted success with Forex. Give futures a try, because it's a lot different and things are a lot more controlled and distinct, and there's not so many ambiguous things. Like, you don't trade when there's a spread, and your commission, the cost to place a trade, is defined ahead of time. The risk that you put on a trade is easily defined ahead of time when using these type of bars. Going from market to market to market is easy to do because the spread isn't different and the value of the spread, is all predefined. Okay, so there's many advantages to trading futures over Forex. Not to say that you can't do this stuff with Forex. I mean, you can use our stuff with Forex, but I'm just saying if you're thinking making that jump, if you're a Forex trader and you're thinking making that jump, then you're a great place for you to start. All right, guys, I run over again. It looks like we're not going to end profitably in this session. We had to stop out here, we had to stop out here, and we had to break even here. If you are not following us and you want to follow us, do so on TradingView. Okay, and you'll be notified when we do these things. So I'm going to try to do these every day. We've been trying to do them every day for the last couple of months at 1 p.m. 1 p.m. Eastern time. Okay, the trial, take it at mytradingiq.com. Sign up for the trial right there. Okay, when you do sign up for the trial, you do sign up for the trial. Here, go to trading platforms and there download, or you don't have to actually download, but if you don't already have TradingView, you probably do because you're in here. But if you don't already have TradingView, then sign up for it there and go back here to trade rules. This tells you how to set up this, right? And down here at the bottom, this link right here. See the URL there at the end, 6JU 6NALRAIR, whatever that is. That's this right here. All right, so I hit save on this right now. And if you go to that link, it's going to have exactly this. All right, I don't really want that because I want to take the sidebar off of here, but and put all that stuff back on the context here. The easiest way for me to do that is just to put a new one on. So I'll just do that. Here, put one on, and so now if I hit save right here, right there, then you are going to have exactly this, even without all the drawing objects that I have. Okay. That's it. It is, I run over again, 1:36. I'm going to wrap this up. Come back tomorrow if you want to see some more trades or see us in the morning. I sign up for the free trial now, and we'll see you in the morning. All right. Thanks for coming, everybody. Stopping the stream. And the stream is stopped. Okay. So back to you, Dwayne. Fabulous Phoenix, Arizona, in Studio A, overlooking South Mountain, America's largest city park.
All right. Recap of the morning session.
4 minutes. It was actually 2 trades and $300 a contract.
Good job.
Thank you. Thank you. All right.
All right, guys. Price still pressing up against the top of that channel. Okay. Looks like it wants to rip through it. It does. Keep in mind, you got resistance at the high of March 22nd, 40.73.75. And then the 24% Fib retracement at 40.85/86. Just keep that in mind. You go to your 30-minute chart. You see, we came right up to that window that I drew in, and look what happened. It never entered the window. We took out this high by a few points, and anytime you put in a new high or a new low by just a few points, be very suspect of that. Okay? I know that looks like magic, but it's not. Okay? It's just time in the business. We didn't take that high out by much. That was the high of the day. Got a new high of the day and immediately failed. But we were expecting that. Now weren't we? Yes, we were. To become a lifetime member with no recurring fees, no upsells, no new shiny objects to buy from us ever, go to eminifuturestrading.com. 2 mouse clicks, you become a lifetime member. That means you're going to have 2 hours of live training every trading day from 9:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. Eastern. 9 out of 10 new traders fail just because they don't have anyone to teach them how to do the job. So that's why it's very important that we teach you 2 hours every day for life, as long as you need it. At some point, you're going to go, well, I don't need to go in the live training room because I've learned the strategy. I know how to read the indicators. I just want to get my goal for the day and go do life, whatever God created me for. Now, the way you get to that point, unlimited one-on-one mentoring sessions, the methodology that you're going to learn, the indicators you're going to own for life are fluid across all markets, all time frames. Once you learn to read our indicators and understand our strategy, you can trade futures, you can trade stocks, you can trade crypto, you can trade Forex. You can seamlessly move from one market to the next. Trading's not easy, but it really can be that simple. Also, as a passport holder, you'll receive the Logic 247 alerts around the clock, concierge trade alerts each evening when the report comes out, and you'll have access to the Thursday night members-only workshop, and you'll have access to the workshop channel, and you can go back and look at hundreds of previous workshops, or however many is in the channel. Again, we're a community, a vibrant community. We're a family. Most discussion groups and chat rooms and whatnot on the internet to do with trading are dark and dreary places. Everybody's bummed out, got a chip on their shoulder, they've been lied to, they've lost all their money, and they go there to cry and whine. Now, my heart breaks for them because I was one of them, okay? And then Michael and I met in 2006 and began to put together everything that you see right now. So the trial is free. There's no credit card required. If you want to become a lifetime member with no recurring fees, not weekly, monthly, annually, ever, mytradingiq.com for the free trial, eminifuturestrading.com to become a lifetime member of the community and meet some of the nicest people you'll ever meet. Our traders, I'm telling you, they're really a special group of people. And the only way you're going to find out is to experience it for yourself. No competition, no backstabbing. People are there to support you, to help you grow as a trader and as a believer. Let's wrap it up with a good word for the day. When your best isn't good enough. Luke 5:5. Master, we worked hard all night and caught nothing, but I will do as you say. You say, what happened to the verse in Galatians 6 that promises whatever you sow, you will also reap? I gave it my best shot. I trusted, sacrificed, did all the right things, yet reaped squat. Whether it's a lack of reaping in your finances, your job, your marriage, your children, or your ministry, it's discouraging, and sometimes it does make you feel like giving up. The disciples were experienced fishermen But they had fished all night and caught nothing. So they were discouraged. And that's when Jesus showed up. When they thought there was nothing more that could be done, he stepped into their boat. And he still works that way. As long as you think you can handle the situation yourself, Jesus knows you'll keep trying to. So he waits until you have exhausted your resources and acknowledged that you're out of options. Then he gets involved. Luke 5:4. Put out into deep water and let down the nets for a catch. Now, if you know anything about fishing back in the day, you never caught fish during the daytime in deep water. It's not how it worked. They fished at night. So here's this guy stepping into their boat. They're professional fishermen. And he's telling them to put the boat out into deep water in the daytime. Seems kind of foolish. But guess what? He did it. Put out into deep water and let down the nets for a catch. Peter replied, we've already tried that. The fish aren't biting. Maybe Peter was thinking, Lord, you're the preacher, but I am a professional fisherman. If there was anything out there, I would have caught it. Jesus was saying, this time, try it my way. Peter replied, Master, if you say so, I will. And that's when the miracle happened. Whatever Peter thought or felt, he obeyed Jesus anyway. That too is when your situation begins to change. When you're clueless and helpless, thinking there is no way out, just get quiet and listen. And Jesus will tell you what to do. And when he does, even though you have questions, even though you might disagree, simply say, Master, because you say so, I will obey. Then, my friend, prepare for results that only God can give. Immeasurably more than you could even hope for. That is our good word for the day. Thanks so much for tuning in. Whoever you are, wherever you are, may God continue to richly bless you with his mercy and with his grace. I'll see you at the bell.
Remember this, there is no greater return on investment than to see a human life changed and given hope. As always, pray hard and trade safe. Any financial information discussed on this show is simply the opinion of our host, Dwayne Reeves, his co-hosts, and guests. To learn more about trading E-mini futures or to take a 1-week free trial in our live trading room, call 1-866-928-3310. 866-928-3310. Information discussed on this radio program should not be construed as a recommendation to buy or sell any security. Always do your own due diligence and consult with a licensed securities broker or financial planner before making any investment decision.